Hello and welcome students in a new video. This syllabus is from Maharashtra State Board. Today we are learning Standard 3rd, Subject English, Unit 4, Lesson number 38, The Magic Kettle. Children, in this lesson, The Magic Kettle, we will learn about a small furry dog-like animal. We will learn about a kettle which always changes into a furry dog-like animal called as Tanuki. A tanuki is a small furry dog-like animal found in Japan. There are many imaginary stories about this playful little animal. It is believed in the stories that a tanuki can take the shape of anything or any animal. Here is a story about a tanuki and a peddler called Jimmu. Once in the country of Japan, there lived an old man. He lived in a beautiful house high up in the mountains. He was proud of his house with its white straw mats and pretty papered walls. In the warm weather, he slid back the walls to let the smell of the trees and the flowers come in. One day, he was standing looking at the mountain opposite when he heard a kind of rumbling noise in the room behind him. He turned around and saw a rusty old iron kettle in a corner. How the kettle got there, the old man did not know, but he picked it up and looked it over carefully. Children, in this paragraph, we have seen that in the country of Japan, there was an old man. He was proud of his house because his house was beautiful in high up mountains with white straw mats and pretty papered walls, and in warm weather he just slit the back of the walls to let the smell of trees and flowers come in. One day the old man was standing in his garden and he heard a deep low noise in the room behind. He turned up and saw an old iron rusty kettle in the corner. He took the kettle in his hand and looked carefully. "That's a piece of luck," he said, smiling to himself. "My old kettle was getting worn out and this looks like a good kettle." He filled the new kettle with water and put it on the fire. As soon as the water in the kettle began to get warm, a strange thing happened. The man thought he must be dreaming. The handle of the kettle slowly changed its shape and became a head. The sprout grew into a tail. Out of the body of the kettle sprang 4 paws. In a few minutes, the man was watching not a kettle but a tanuki. The tanuki jumped off the fire and bounded about the room like a kitten. It ran up the pretty papered walls and even across the ceiling. The old man could not catch it. He called his neighbor for help. Somehow they caught the tanuki and shut it up in a wooden chest. Running after the tanuki had made them both very tired. They sat down on the mat to rest. So children, now you have seen that the old man, he got the kettle in the garden, and as he got the kettle he thought that this is a piece of luck, and he said to himself that my old kettle was getting damaged and shabby. This is a good kettle. So he filled the new kettle with water and put it on fire. As soon as the water began to get warm, a strange thing happened. The handle of the kettle changed into a head and the spout grew into a tail, and from the body came out 4 paws. Slowly the kettle was changed into a tanuki and the man felt that he was dreaming. As the kettle changed into the tanuki, it jumped about out of the fire and he was going here and there in the room. It ran, it jumped on the ceiling, it jumped on the walls, and the old man could not catch it. So he called his neighbor for help. Somehow both of them caught it and put it in a wooden chest. "What shall I do with this naughty animal? I don't want to keep it in the house," said the old man. "Why don't you sell it off to Jimmu, the peddler?" the neighbor suggested. "That's a good idea," said the old man. So they sent for Jimmu. When he came, the old man went to the chest and lifted the lid very carefully. But there was no tanuki inside, only the old rusty kettle the old man had found. He did not now want to keep the kettle. He gave it away to Jimmu without taking any money for it. So, children, you have seen that after catching the Tanuki, the old man and the neighbor, they were very tired and they sat on the mat and they were discussing what to do with this naughty animal. Then the neighbor suggested to sell the animal or to give it to Jimmu the peddler. As Jimmu came, the old man lifted the lid of the wooden chest, but surprisingly, there was no Tanuki. There was only an old iron rusty kettle. And then what the old man did, the old man now he didn't want the kettle to keep with him. He gave the kettle to Jimmu without taking any money for it. Jimmu put the kettle in his cloth bag and started off home. He felt that his bag was getting heavier and heavier on the way, but he did not put it down. On reaching home, Jimmu put the bag away carefully in a corner. At night, when Jimmu was fast asleep, he heard a sudden noise and woke up. He could not see anything, but he thought he heard some noises in the corner. When he lit the lamp, he saw that the kettle had turned into a Tanuki once again. It was running round, chasing its own tail. It ran here and there and jumped and turned somersaults. Jimmu sat watching the Tanuki for a long time. Then he fell asleep. When he got up in the morning, he saw that the Tanuki had not run away. The old kettle was still there, laying in a corner. He picked it up lovingly. So, children, when Jimmu took the kettle from the old man, he put the kettle in the cloth bag and went home. On the way, he felt that his bag was getting heavier, but Jimmu did not put it down and he kept the bag carefully on reaching home. At night, when Jimmu was sleeping, he heard some noise. He could not see anything, so he lit the lamp. He saw a Tanuki running, jumping, chasing its own tail. Jimmu was watching it for a long time. Then he fell asleep and he slept. When he got up in the morning, he saw the old kettle was still there. That means Tanuki did not run away. "Do you wish to stay with me, Tanuki?" he asked. To his surprise, the Tanuki answered in human voice, "I will stay with you and make you very rich. You can show me around. People will give a lot of money to see a kettle turn into a Tanuki and dance." So that's what they did. Jimmu set a booth with a platform. He put the kettle on the platform. At his command, the kettle turned into a Tanuki. At Jimmu's command, the little furry animal would then walk, run, jump, leap, turn somersaults or dance. People loved to see the kettle changed into a playful little animal that could do all this. They paid Jimmu well to see the show. Big crowds of people came to watch the show, and the dear little Tanuki never disappointed them. Merrily, it danced many dances, the shadow dance, the fan dance, the umbrella dance. It never tired of dancing. So, children, now here in this paragraph, we have seen that as early in the morning when Jimmu got up, he asked Tanuki, "Do you wish to stay with me?" And surprisingly, in a human voice, Tanuki answered, "That I will stay with you and make you very, very rich. You can show me to the people as a kettle changed into a Tanuki and earn lots of money." So now Jimmu made a platform and Jimmu commanded the furry little animal to get changed from a kettle into a Tanuki. And then Tanuki walked, jumped, leaped, turned somersaults and danced. Tanuki showed fan dance, umbrella dance and shadow dance to the people. Big crowd of people gathered and they loved seeing the Tanuki show. They loved to see this playful animal, and this way they paid also money for this playful animal. Soon Jimmu had collected lots and lots of money. He had become a very rich man. He said to the Tanuki, "Dear Tanuki, you have made me very rich. We can both live in comfort now. We can stop the shows if you like." So they decided to stop the shows. But Jimmu did not forget the old man who had given him the magic kettle. He gave some of the money to the old man. All of them lived long and happy lives. Jimmu and the old man are no more, but you may still come across the magic kettle laying in the corner somewhere in Japan. So children, here you have seen that Tanuki was never tired of the dance, and people loved seeing his dance. People loved seeing this playful animals show, and they paid a lot of money also for that. Now soon Jimmu collected lots of money, and he told Tanuki that you have made me very rich, and now we can both live in comfort. We can stop the shows. So they stopped, but Jimmu was so nice that he did not forget the old man who gave him the kettle. He gave some money to the old man also, and now they all have started living nicely. Come on children, let us see the hard words and their meanings. First word, peddler. Peddler means a person who sells things from door to door. Second word, slid. Slid means moved easily. Third word, rumbling. Rumbling means making a low, continuous sound. Fourth word, merrily. Merrily means in a happy and cheerful way. Bounded about. Bounded about means jumped about here and there. Next word, chest. Chest means a large strong box made of wood. Next word, booth. Booth means small tent or building in a market.